Hi everyone, it's Shannon, aka QB Crossing, and today we are going to be taking a journey to outer space, and we will be touring the island of Vessel, a newly discovered planet as the creator describes it. This island is so unique, it is truly out of this world. I will keep the puns at a minimum, but I just had to get that one out. So with that being said, let's get right into the tour. Okay, so here we are. We're at the airport at the island of Vessel. My character is all geared up in her new outfit that the creator left at the dream address. She's ready to explore another planet. But before we do that, we should just check out the map just so we get a lay of the land. And wow, this is super cool. I've never seen anyone terraform their map like this. Basically everything is contained in this one square on the map, and it looks like there's some outer edges that are probably decorated, but I'm really excited to see what the creator did with that. All of the villagers are totally on theme as well. We have some robots, we have some bright neon colors coming in here. Definitely that whole space futuristic vibe that the creator, I'm sure, was going for. And as always, you could grab the dream address here or in the description. The description will also have the social links for the creator, so I highly recommend checking them out as well and giving them some love. But let's see. This is the entrance over here, and I am already I'm blown away by how creative this community is. I would never think to do a theme like this. I'm just in awe right now. From the code on the floor really makes it feel like you're just walking in space. It's so spot on. And then all of these like TVs, the little medieval walls, it feels exactly like you're walking through a little city, and it of course feels very futuristic. Definitely is just nailing that whole outer space vibe with all these different colors and all the different light sources as well. I say this a lot during tours, but I love when people get creative with the light sources on their island. So the way that they're using all these different screens to bring some light, and even just every little thing, even the light from the photo booth is adding to that as well, making this island feel really lived in, which the creator did say that this is a newly discovered inhabited planet. So they want us to know that there is life here. I also forgot that the creator left us some other goodies when I picked up this outfit, and I wanted to tour around with the pink balloon because it's so cute, matches the color palette, all that good stuff. Before we go up that incline, just wanted to check out the beach. They did a really good job of making this feel like you're walking on top of a planet with all of the glowing moss and the glowing moss boulders. Definitely looks like the soil or the surface that you would see on the moon, or at least from what we've seen in pictures. I think that this is spot on. And all of the nova lights as well, the fallen stars, it's so magical. They really, like I said, nailed this theme, and I'm only on the beach right now. I didn't even get to the main area. Let's see what this view looks like over here. Wait, the decayed tree is in my way. This is so good. Sometimes I forget to check out all of the little views and pan my camera around when I'm on lower levels. But look at the gears in the background. I feel like there's just some like mad scientist up here. It is exactly what you would picture a space island to be. And I love that there's even a custom flag for Vessel, this island. Everything, like just the way that they got so creative with the items that they're using as well. So good. I'm gonna have to expand my space vocabulary because I probably don't know the names of a lot of things that this island is referencing, but we're just gonna do our best here. So I went up this incline over here, and the iron incline definitely makes a lot of sense for this type of island with the different codes that they're using, that like kind of graded like wire type of code down on the floor there. And look at just all the detail here. This is outstanding. The amount of work that went into building up all these layers, and the creativity, like I said, with all of the items that they're using. There's actually so many good items for a space theme that I didn't even realize. Like I have no idea what this is, but it's right. It's right for this island. It feels, again, that definitely like futuristic, science-y vibe. And I love that since this island is set in winter and it's late at night, we're getting these blue tones on everything that's white. So a lot of cool tones coming through. I I just can't say enough how amazed I am by this island, and again, how amazed I am by the creativity of an island like this. Let's get down here. I think I have to maybe put my balloon away, but I'm pretty sure I felt like I could get down here, but maybe I made that up and there's a different way to get down there. Let me check with my camera. Okay, never mind. I don't think I'm supposed to go down there from this way. Okay, so we're just gonna check out the view from right here. I thought we could get down there, but I'm sure that there's a different way to get down there. But it just is so amazing to see all the different levels of an island like this, because you start to get just so many different perspectives. I love seeing that smoke from the house in the back left corner. Really, really cool. All of these like tubes in here, it's kind of reminding me of like Futurama, which just makes sense because of the futuristic space vibe. I love the colors, like even the froggy chairs, just so on theme, so just fitting that color palette that we have going on here. And the festival balloon, it looks like there's a little kind of place to eat down there, and we're starting to see a land bridge over to the left, which I definitely want to get over, but I wanted to at least look at that view. Look at all of this. The bubbles also just add such a perfect touch to an island like this. I always forget to add bubbles and little things that just kind of add to your island, and the bubble machines are such a great way to add a little bit of spice to your island. So this is a really cool land bridge because I've never seen a land bridge on a space island before, but this is exactly what I would expect. So cool. I love just all of these little tubes that we're seeing throughout here. I really have no idea what these items are, but it looks like you can, oh my gosh, they put a little duck in the one to the left. Let's see if we could see it. Look at that duck in there. How cool is that? I quickly looked up what these little tubes are called, and they're called the science pods. So I feel like I wasn't too far off there. And I think that this might be the amazing machine over here. But again, we're just getting so many of these like sci-fi elements coming through. And we even have some like villager houses just kind of tucked in through here. And it just is fitting in so nicely. I love when people can really nestle in their houses and fit whatever theme that they're doing. Just makes a lot of sense. And we have all of these like little glowing moss jars up here as well. And I like the way that they light up to really give that kind of spacey, magical feel. Even that torch back there in the background. I love that the creator really spent the time to find the exact items and colors of these items that would fit best for this island. There's some kind of like robotic arm over here too. I want to open up the camera because I'm seeing another lower level down here, and I love that they did this. It's kind of like, feels like a garage, but it's on a lower level with all of the gears. Looks like just kind of someone's driveway even. So cool. So much work that must have went into layering all of these items as well. I'm blown away. I cannot do city type islands for the life of me, so this is just so cool that it's not only a city type of island, but it's a space city island. Like how? Because it's not like you have a real reference to work off of. This is like all in Hannah's imagination. This is so cool. I feel like we're getting a little sneak peek into Hannah's mind, and I kind of want to live there. This is amazing. We have these like city streets also. It looks like just like these little kind of street markets to shop at, and more houses just really tucked within. And then again, we're getting so much layering with all of these panels and storefronts, scaffolding. Really makes you feel like when you're walking around that you're just immersed in the city. Let's see, we're gonna come over this way and head over to the right. I think we're gonna get down to that bottom level because I'm really curious to see. I think now we're starting to see, let's see where we are on the map actually. I was wondering if this was the outer edge. Okay, no, we're still inside of that square, but I'm curious to see what happens when we get outside the square. So this floor code is just obviously perfect for this island, because even for a space themed island, it's nice to have these like big areas or these big blocks of almost like empty space, because this is what you would expect if you just like landed on a planet. There would be some of these more kind of, I guess, empty type of areas where you're just on the surface. And I like that we're getting a little mix of that and then the city as well. Some more details all throughout here with the TV screens. Definitely feels very like almost like Times Square or Tokyo. I'm getting that vibe a little bit just with the like overabundance of media all around you. And I really, really like this. Like, again, I keep forgetting to check by like looking up and panning up, but how cool. This is just executed so well. So, so good. Oh my gosh, look at this. I keep seeing new items that I've never seen before. Like, what? I don't even know which way I'm going on this island. I'm just kind of following wherever my rep is taking me, but it's kind of cool that you can just explore and keep finding new things. So this is actually oh my gosh, I didn't mean to zoom in. I didn't know that was gonna happen. Totally just zoomed in to that villager over there, and I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but whatever. So this is the museum over here, and look at all the gear surrounding it. We have all of this like iron fencing throughout. This is such a fun way to hide your museum or still make your museum work on whatever theme you're doing. Also just loving, again, the blue and pinks everywhere. Such a pretty color palette, color combo. These little glowing moss boulders are so good on an island like this. Also love just the little like soft serve ice cream lamp. So many good items that would never work on my island. Oh gosh, here he is. He's just following us around. Who is this? Sprocket. Oh my god, why did I forget his name? This is embarrassing for me. Whoops. Okay, so back to the tour. If we look up here, I'm assuming this is going to be a really cool lookout area. And I was right. We can actually get a perfect view of the museum from here. This is just amazing. I have no words at all. So I'm gonna just keep going because I can't even form a sentence right now after looking at that. Okay, so we have these really cool areas where kind of like these overpasses almost, where you could just look on top of the city. Before I go over here, I should just see what would happen if I go down this incline. Okay, so this is, I feel like I'm coming the back way, so you know what? Let me get back over here. We will head over there once we get to it. Because up here, I was noticing a couple of villager houses, and we even have this like UFOs sign over here by one of these villager houses. And I feel like this right here will be a super cool view. And I was right. How amazing is this? Just the level of detail, the depth in just this one screen, just this one shot is just truly beautiful. If we come down here, I want to see where this would take us. If this takes us back to the front where we were before. No, I don't think that we saw this yet. So we have another villager house over here. It's really hard to tell like where you've seen before, where you haven't seen yet, because this island is so cohesive and beautiful that it just is so on theme everywhere you go that you're not sure if you've seen areas yet or if this is a brand new area. I want to continue this way, I guess, before I get over to the left side of the island, because we did see this gazebo over here, and it did lead us down here to this other little kind of shopping district area, city street area. So much cool stuff going on down here, and it's really layered in, so it's just like making you feel very, very immersed wherever you go, especially with these tiny little walkways and things like that. It just is doing a really, really good job of making you feel like you're walking through the city and making you feel kind of tiny, which I think when you have a city island, it's really nice to be able to work with that perspective and work with the different heights of items to make it feel exactly how you want it to. So I think that this is Hannah's house over here, and I did want to check out one of the houses because, believe it or not, they're all completely decorated, even all of the villager houses. So I usually don't do interior tours, but I wanted to at least tour Hannah's house. So, okay, this is just so beautiful. I'm seeing that all these items are like polished as well, but again, it's really on theme, this whole sci-fi, futuristic, science theme, the neon blues and whites. I'm gonna try to get us a different angle over here so we could see this back room. But I love the way that she's using the divider walls to really break up these spaces and make the most of the actual space. Let's see what's in this back room over here. Sometimes I need to actually like turn the camera around to see. As much as I love these divider walls, whenever I'm designing, I really struggle to be able to see the other sides or views that are hidden behind them. I want to make sure we can see every little area here. This is just so well done. I can't picture anything better. And of course we have a lava lamp. So the room over to the left is more pink and purple, which I like a lot. Looks like this is one of the bedrooms, and I'm again just loving how everything is like really polished here, because it adds that little like futuristic flair that we're seeing everywhere else. Really feels like everything's kind of alive, which is exactly what you would expect for something like this. And that bed, that cloud bed, is just so good. So the back room looks to be the kitchen. We have this little small kitchen area. Again, like I said, everything is polished. I love to see these little butterflies moving around. And we have a little pantry over here. And then we have the little living space, and it feels very lived in. I love the curation of items, and again, how creative Hannah is getting with the walls and the dividers, all of the partitions. It just makes this room really come to life, because this is a small space, so using these like columns and wall dividers to her advantage has definitely just helped make this room feel a lot bigger than it is. Like the amount of items that are in this room, I would never think could fit in this tiny back room. Okay, so this is the room over to the right, and this just feels like a kind of workshop space, maybe an office. There's also a bathroom in here, which is kind of cool. There's just a lot going on in the best way possible. There's even a little arcade game. You know what? It'd be pretty fun to work in here. This almost feels like a gaming setup. I feel like a lot of people's gaming setups, this is one of the aesthetics for gaming setups, right? Like this more like neon bright LED lights everywhere. This is super cool. Okay, so our top floor room is this little like stargazing area. There's a little telescope over here. And again, love the way that she's using the counters and the actual like columns to make it look like a little seat over by the window. That wallpaper choice is perfect. All the Nova lights are polished. I didn't realize how cool it is to polish your items in the game. And now I feel like I need to do this more. Also, Celeste would just absolutely love this room. Someone has to show her. So down in the basement, it looks to be a little bit of a greenhouse, but still just fits on theme. It just matches the whole color palette. Still feels very sci-fi. Feels like they're just, I don't know. This feels very scientific. The most scientific greenhouse that I've ever seen. I am obsessed with these butterflies everywhere. So back on the main island, let's see what we haven't gotten to yet. I really don't think that I've been touring this island in the most efficient way possible, so I'm trying to just reorient myself. This is over here by resident services and over to the right. Okay, so we're starting to get an idea of what we've seen and what we haven't seen. I don't think that we went up here yet. This looks to be another little villager area. Maybe we were up here, I don't even know, but oh well, we're gonna check out the view again. But I like that we could see Hannah's house from down here or from up here. Just gives us so many cool views of the city. And then over here we have another villager house. And again, like look at all of the views. So cool. I love that we're getting that other side of the entrance over here too. Okay, so let's kind of wrap around, make sure that we're getting to the areas that we haven't seen yet, because I know that there's, ooh, I can go down this ladder, fabulous. Okay, I know that there's some areas down on the outer edges of the map that I still want to see, and the campsite. We have another land bridge over here, which again, just is so cool to kind of walk on and get to see some different views of the island. So we did go over this way already, if I'm remembering correctly, because we went up this incline over here, and then I believe that was down by Hannah's house or by one of the villager houses that we just looked at. Yep, where we had the little street view. So let's get back up here and head back over down this way. I love the way that the gears look on this island. Probably one of the most underrated items, I have to say. And also just, I think it's important to open up our camera app as we go throughout, because you just get so many cool views throughout here. just so many different angles of the island to see as you come through. Okay, so I'm starting to see what's going on with these outer sides of the island. It looks like it's just fully kind of covered in that custom code soil, which is so cool. And then there's just like stars scattered everywhere. So it really feels like this planet, all of the buildings are just been kind of like built up from the center outwards, but on the edges you still have that natural soil or top of the planet throughout. That just is such a cool way to approach an island like this. So I'm going through the pergolas right now and coming around here, and let's see. I think if we go down this incline, okay, so this was over by the front where we had already kind of checked out some of those areas, but we never got over here yet, which is over by where Nooks is. And I love that Nooks is so hidden as well, because obviously Nooks doesn't feel like a spacey theme in any way, but it's totally covered and it just works perfectly with the whole aesthetic of this city. It's honestly amazing how people are able to cover these buildings and get so creative with the way that they're covering them, because it's actually pretty tricky. Over to the left side of the beach, I actually missed this my first time around, but the peninsula is over here, and there's this really cool little setup here with all of the storefronts. Again, it looks like this kind of like control center building, and it's just such a good use of all of these different items and getting creative with the way to layer these items to make them look like structures. Just such a fun little setup here. We have some asteroids over here, which just, of course, are perfect. And I guess you can get to the outer edges of the island. So if you want to like run around, which I'll do quickly, this is how the whole outer edges of the island are decorated. I actually think that this is smart for us to go around, because I think that there's some areas to the right that we haven't seen yet. We have the very simple secret beach over here, which looks perfect. More of these asteroids all throughout, the glowing moss boulders. Oh my gosh, cool. So there is a couple of little builds over on the outer edges, so make sure you don't miss these if you do visit. How cool. This just looks like a little power station. Definitely some cool stuff going on over here. More of these like space themed items all throughout, and I love that this is just kind of its own little build right here. Feels like maybe like the control center of the island. I don't know. I mean the planet. I'm not going to call this an island anymore. I'm going to try not to call it an island. Starting to see the outer edges of all of these builds. And if we kind of just continue to wrap around, you can also go over on the beach because it's still just really consistent on how it's decorated. So if you want to check that out, there's literally so much to see. We have some of the rovers over here. Looks like someone's maybe just landed over here. Maybe this is where we landed. And if we continue to wrap around this way, I think, ooh, I see the campsite. Oh, that's a cool way to approach a campsite on an island like this. I want to go camping here. I guess I'm technically visiting, so this would be where I would stay. It has its own cliff that it's living on, so it feels like it's almost like within a building of some sort. And just again, the amount of work that went into customizing all of these storefronts and stalls is just beautiful. Really just so admirable to get so much done in such a short amount of time, because I don't think that this island took Hannah very long. Also, just panning my camera around to get us some different views, and it feels just so cool. Like this honestly feels like a movie set, right? Like it's so spot on. Is Close the closest star? Hannah is so cute. Oh, I really love this. Let's go back. Let's see. So we went around the edges. Did we see Able Sisters? I don't remember if we checked out Able Sisters yet, but it is on this upper level to the left of the museum, and it's totally tucked away within this city, right behind all of these screens. Just feels completely integrated. As I was exploring around, I realized that there were some little hidden areas that I missed. So this was down in the center of the island, but there is this whole gardening plant center by one of these villager houses, and there's just so much detail going on here with all of the different plant cases, the different plants on the conveyor belts. It's so spot on. I love this build over here. This is such a unique idea to do on an island like this. So if we go over to the left of resident services, this is that area that we were seeing a view of from the top in the very beginning of the tour, but I just wanted to get a closer look at it down here. But there's a lot of just really great detail with this little restaurant. I love, again, just how it's completely surrounded with technology everywhere, with the TVs and the screens and just all of the colors. Even that little like food stand feels like it would be space food for some reason. It just feels very like manufactured and scientific. And again, just more of these really pretty views all throughout. Really recommend panning your camera around as you visit as well, just for some really cool views wherever you go. And if we go up here, this was right back to where that little garage driveway type of thing is. So I think that we have seen everything on this island. This was truly one of the most unique islands I've ever seen, one of the best executed themes that I've ever seen, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this one as much as I did. It was so different from what we usually tour, so I really hope that you guys got as inspired as I did. But let me know what you thought in the comments, what you would like to see next, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.